Second semester, second year, things got a little bit tough for me. Not only in school, but just overall life. Before in the past, I would work really hard on my classes and really have a lot of motivation to get my work done because I knew what the end goal was, like as far as pursuing my dream to become a physician. But somewhere along the way, I just found myself losing interest, and I didn't really know why, what was going on. I mean, because after all, think about it, as pursuing to be a doctor and, you have 4 years of pre-med, 4 years of med school, and then you have a few years of residency depending on what you do, right? So all in all, you're spending 8 to 12 to even more years of your life just spent in like a schooling phase. And by the time I would even start my career, I would probably be in my late 20s, early 30s. I recently just turned 20 a couple months ago, and that's a long road. That's a lot of time, a lot of sacrifices that are spent pursuing this dream of medicine, and there's a lot that you give up. You give up working and starting a family, starting a career early, because you're focusing on school, and some of that schooling may not always feel very productive and doesn't really feel like you're achieving your goal of why you even pursued medicine in the first place. At least that's just how I felt, and I didn't know if what I was feeling was normal. I was like, do people normally second guess their decision of going into medicine? Is this something that happens often, or is it just me? And after asking around, I was talking to some mentors of mine and even some friends of mine as well, and it seems like it's a very common thing, more common than we think. And whenever I asked one of my mentors, who was a long practicing physician, if he's ever second guessed medicine, and he said, of course, if you're not second guessing your decision, you probably haven't thought about it enough. And that really did stick with me because there's a lot of time and effort that it goes involved into all this, and if you don't have a strong enough conviction as to why, it really makes that process of pursuing that and the effort that you put in difficult. Now, there can be multiple reasons that I experienced my disinterest. I think it really just had to do with being burnt out from just online school and just the very limited amount of interaction that I was facing, as well as feeling that I want to start something now. I want to begin my purpose already. And I thought about this issue quite a lot. I found that I was like, what if I pursue something else? What if I went into this field or this field? I feel like all of us, we have so many talents and so many things that we could excel in if we were to put ourselves in that position. And it's realizing, do I want to be in that? Is that where I see my life? Is that where I want to lead my life? Well, something that really helped me stay grounded, I guess you could say, was just remembering why I started, like that very first feeling of like butterflies in my stomach when I first realized that this is something that I could potentially want to do with the rest of my life, or just helping people in this certain way. There's so many ways to help people. I think there's, that idea of that people who, it's that interview question of getting to med school, whatever. It's like, why do you want to become a doctor? Oh, to help people. You could help people in so many different career paths. There's so many ways that you could do that. But I found that this specific way really did compel to me, and it was just a certain feeling that I got, and that it was quite unique. It's definitely that feeling that you feel for that second, that that certain period of time where you feel amazing, and then you just get drowned out by other stuff in the world, all the homework and stuff, all the things that you have to do, all the hoops that you have to jump through, that may seem completely pointless, and sometimes it makes that feeling seem foreign. It makes that feeling feel like forever ago and unattainable. And definitely keeping that first initial feeling in mind. And I personally got that feeling from shadowing different physicians, which I feel like those opportunities are opening up now because the world is opening up again, and it seems like those opportunities are seeming to come by more often. Not only shadowing, but volunteer experiences and just other stuff where it resembles that idea of what it's like to be in that position. It's reminding yourself, where this whole path is taking you. it's easy to forget that. Humans innately hunger for purpose and passion. I've said this in prior videos where it's just like, I truly do believe that, yeah, not always is it the case that our purpose or passion is just laid out in front of us. I feel like sometimes we have to work to find our passion and purpose. I feel like there's some layers that we have to go through first so that we could first reach that. That's first resistance barrier. Sometimes I have to work through the bullshit to get to your passion, and having a passion will ultimately lead to your purpose. And I think why so many people get disenchanted, and myself included, I found myself being in that position, getting disenchanted with medicine, is because you spend a whole lot of time not helping people. You spend a whole lot of time not making any difference. All you're doing is just drowning in the homework and just science bullshit, stuff like that, where just like you don't want to do it, or at least I don't. It's just like I'll get through it because I know what's on the other end, and that's really the driving force of why I get through the classes, and why I try to find enjoyment in those classes, because it's just like, if I'm gonna get through this class, if I want to be successful in this class, I have to find a way to enjoy what I'm learning and find a way to enjoy this whole process. Because if I don't find a way to enjoy this, then I'm not gonna be good at it, I'm not gonna get good grades, and I'm not going to enjoy this process enough to want to stick with it in the long term, which, as we all know, 8 to 12 years, yeah, it's pretty long. Getting back your passion for why you started in the first place, getting back that desire, that flame that first ignited you to want to even pursue this in the first place. And if you never felt that, or if you've never truly felt that, then maybe that this whole thing really isn't for you. But if you felt that just at some point, and it's something that you felt, that you knew that this is somewhere that you belonged, there's gonna be parts where it's just you're gonna want to quit. Makes you in extended periods of time where it's just like you don't feel motivated, and it may feel like, wow, maybe this wasn't everything that I thought it was, or maybe it wasn't what I was expecting. But the truth is, you haven't even reached the end of it yet. So many people talk about how they can't find their passion. However, when so many people, they receive their passion, it's laid out right in front of them, all they have to do is go out and get it. Now it's suddenly not their passion anymore, because they have to put in some work and some other stuff behind it. Now, that's not to say that I haven't fallen victim for this same mindset as well, because obviously I have. Something that I feel like really helps is getting perspective. I think so many times we're too focused on the right here, right now. We're too focused on our thoughts and feelings in the moment, or in the couple weeks that have passed or whatever, while also neglecting the fact that our future self may feel different. Nothing worthwhile is going to be easy, and if it's easy, it's probably not worthwhile. Yeah, I think I just made a quote right now. Wait, someone already said that? Alright, we'll just cut this out of the video. Another thing is to find purpose outside of school. If you have too much emphasis and too much focus on your schooling, that could really be a negative thing. I found that to be the case with people in high school, and I still feel like it's the case with college. Because if we're just focusing on school, we're not a very well-rounded person. And plus that, I feel like that negatively affects our schooling. I at least that's what I found the case to be for myself. At times when I found myself just focusing on school is when I found myself getting burnt out the quickest. I found myself enjoying it the least. And it really just wasn't helping my mental health. But when I started implementing, going to the gym, prioritizing that, even if I have a test coming up, or if it's, the test that day, I'll find a way to work it in, or, making these YouTube channels, like this YouTube videos, they really help me just express my creativity, and, just help me just let loose from all the stuff that, as a pre-med college student, there's a lot of stuff that we work on. And it may seem that we don't have time or not even energy to complete these things. But I find for myself personally, I have more energy when I do this kind of stuff. When I'm focusing on, putting out a video, studying, and then doing some homework, and then going to the gym, it gives me life. I feel some kind of purpose because I'm busy, but I'm also working towards things that I enjoy. And stuff that I know is like I'm covering ground in the areas in life that I want to cover. I found myself being the least happy when I was being unproductive with my time. And I found myself just, studying, doing some homework, and, getting good grades and stuff. But I would spend my free time just not doing much, maybe watching TV, scrolling through TikTok, whatever, just not spending time wisely in stuff that I know is gonna be beneficial for me. And it may be some kind of resistance barrier to get started, but once I'm in there, once I'm actually like in the gym, once I'm actually filming one of these videos, I'm so glad that I started. And I feel purpose because I can do this. And this gives me more drive in other areas of my life. Another thing is that I think so many people have in their minds that, okay, I've already done this much amount of work in this certain area of my life, pursuing to become a doctor or pursue medicine in general. And I've already spent this much time and effort. Other people are counting on me. I can't stop, even if this is something that I know that I don't want to do. Even if you're miserable and you find that that's something consistently happening, you know that that's not something that's going to make you happy in life. That's something that you really have to consider, and you make the decision. It's like other people, they're not going to be doing the classes, they're not going to be doing the work, they're not going to be living the life that you're living, because it's your life and your happiness is number one. If you think that you're being selfish because you want to pursue something completely different, I think and other people are going to like hate you for it or look down on you, whatever, I think it's more selfish on them for neglecting your own happiness because you want to pursue something else. And because they want you to be something, or they expect you to be something, whether that's your parents, siblings, friends, family, whatever. Don't give a shit about what people think. If this isn't for you, if you genuinely feel like it's not what you want to do, don't do it. Why? You're young. You have so many different things to pursue. There's so many different career paths out there that, honestly, you'll probably start making more money in any other way before you start making money as a doctor, because we know that takes forever. But, if this is your passion, then pursue it. But if you find that you're genuinely not happy, then, listen to that voice, because that's something that I've heard over and over from people who have pursued it, and they waited to the last second. They're like, okay, yeah, this just is not for me. And they wasted years of their life, tons of money, just to like get that same message, And if you could do that earlier on, do it, because this is your life. And it's about enjoying it. And if you have happiness and passion in what you're doing, you're gonna be the best at what you do, no matter what. If you're in this and you know that you still want to do this, keep going. It's something that it's a long road, but it's a very gratifying road as well. And we've all been there, and we'll probably keep experiencing it, at certain points in our career. But that's just life. And the thing is, sticking with something that that you ultimately like is important. And I sound like a nagging dad, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.